Hi everybody, this is godsgirlg. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you returning to this channel to watch this video and you are not already subscribed, I'm going to encourage you to do so by clicking the subscribe icon below. That way you won't miss any of the videos that I upload. And if during the course of this video you hear something that you like, click the thumbs up, comment below, or better yet, share this video with someone who you feel could benefit from its information. With that stated, let's get into today's discussion. You know, I had the privilege of going to a birthday party the other day, and there was something that was done at this birthday party that is actually inspiring today's video. When you reach a monumental age, such as 50, there are certain things that you start to think about, and you start focusing on those things of why you're here, the purpose of you're here, what am I supposed to learn out of the life that God has given us. And so that is what is inspiring today's video. I actually had something else planned and decided, because of the inspiration of that, and you guys know I've shared that sometimes I can be watching TV, I can be watching a movie, and something will inspire me to change the direction that I was planning to talk about for an upcoming video. And so this is one of those instances. And so today I would like to share with you 6 truths of life. You know, when I first started this channel years ago, one of the things that I was committed to was making sure that people had a healthy understanding on how to develop a better relationship, not only with God in their Christian journey, in their Christian lives, but also with their self, regardless of relationship status. So whether you are single, whether you are married, at the end of the day, it is important that we understand ourselves before we can truly explore relationship with other people. And so today, this is one of those videos that is part of really a bigger picture of life, our purpose here, and things of that nature. So I hope you get something out of it. So let's get into these 6 truths. Truth number 1, comparing yourself to others will rob you of your joy. Now, Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." Now, what is so interesting is that quote, to me, it sounds very biblical, although the book of Theodore Roosevelt is, of course, not in the Bible. But you can get a lot out of what people have learned out of their life. And for him to say that quote, to me, it was very meaningful. Now, comparison, and when you put yourself into a comparison with someone else, it can be a good thing or a bad thing, but I really want to focus in on how it can be a bad thing, because the truth of life is that it can rob you of your joy. If comparing yourself to someone else, let's just say a mentor or someone you look up to, makes you feel encouraged or motivated, then that comparison is positive. No problem there. However, a great deal of the comparisons can make us feel bad about ourselves because our life may not look as great as someone else's. And if we continue to compare ourselves to others and find that we don't measure up to what we think we're seeing out of that person's life, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. We may start to believe that we're not good enough, or we can become overly competitive, thereby ruining relationships and losing sight of what's important and meaningful. Truth number 2, the insults that someone may give you, those little sly remarks, is usually what they think about their self. It's interesting because insults always reveal more about the person that is speaking the insult than the person in whom the insult is directed towards. Insults are a reflection of the heart of the person speaking them. If a critique is not given in love, then how can it come from a heart that is supposed to be full of love? More than likely, it is coming from a heart that is full of sorrow, pain, and a heart in need of healing. So the next time someone throws a little sly insult to you, or just flat out insult, remember the source of the person giving the insult. Truth number 3, don't envy what someone else has. And there's 2 reasons for this. Reason number 1, you don't know what that person had to go through to get what they got that you're envious of. And number 2, it could all be a facade. You know, we live in an age of envy. Career envy, kitchen envy, children envy, food envy, upper arm envy, holiday envy. You name it, there's an envy for it. And unfortunately, with the advent of social media, it is now taken to a whole nother level of extreme. We are constantly being bombarded with carefully cultivated lies, and this is something that I have talked about on previous videos. I do not think that the answer necessarily lies in being more honest about our lives. I think it simply lies in shutting up. Stop putting all your business on social media and recognize that most likely when people are bragging about something, there could be something else going on behind the scenes. They are only putting out there what they want you to think and know. So remember that the next time you're on social media. Number 4, life is unfair, and unfortunately, we all need to accept that. It is not within our control to change the fairness or unfairness of what we feel is happening in our life. I don't care how well a life that you live, how well you plan it out, there's going to be some bad things that happen to you. There's going to be some things that are unfair that happens to you, and there's going to be things that are beyond your control, and you just got to settle with the fact that it's going to be unfair. And it's important to know that we can't reject something simply because we don't like it. There are certain things that you must go through that will seem completely unfair in the moment. But if we remember in those unfair situations that nothing that happens to us is meaningless, it will help you get through those moments, because God never does anything without a purpose. So remember, when you're going through those things that are a little bit fiery, remember, it is all in the making of you. Number 5, remember that when you get to the top of the mountain, it is the bottom of the next mountain that you must climb. This truth is a wonderful reminder that we have to keep moving, we have to keep reaching, we have to keep trying to work toward that next goal, even in the face of obstacles and challenges. Every accomplishment that we have is the starting point for the next. We should always be striving to reach higher heights and to become better and to become our more authentic person that God has created us to be. We can't lose sight of the importance of persevering and determined to reach the goals that God has given us to aspire to. Number 6, great successes are often preceded by great failures. If you have children, or if you've witnessed a child trying to walk, you will notice they stumble many times before they successfully walk. And the same is true in all aspects of our existence. My friends, failures are necessary for us to reach our goal. And if you really think about it, it is our past failures that make when we reach success that much more valuable. Our problems can arise when we think that each failure is an error that we need to solve as soon as possible. And the shame from that causes us to block ourselves, making us not continue on what we were trying to achieve. So I challenge you to look at each of your failures as an opportunity to move forward with your goals. Failures are not your enemies. They are our partners. And learning from them and leaning on them rather than fearing them makes us all the better and stronger for them. the older I get, the more compelled I feel to really understand this purpose-given life that God has blessed me with. Yes, I've had some failures, some setbacks, some things that I felt were unfair that happened to me. But for me, I'm learning the importance of the lesson in life. And one of those lessons is, if you want to succeed in life, we must keep growing and evolving to live our fullest, authentic life. And remember, it is your life, and it is such a wonderful gift from God. Thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bye.